As we've continued to work with teams, with crews, firefighters over the years, we've accumulated a great deal of experience in just knowing what to expect when we show up to a scene, knowing what to expect when we go visit with a crew for the first time, or knowing how to present some of the research findings across the country to these different teams. It could be a safety team, it could be an incident management team, it could be a bunch of different crew bosses. So I've been really happy with the number of experiences that we've collected. All along, I've recognized how the experience of those advanced firefighters has trickled into our ability to share our message, I suppose. And I never ever discount the power of the experience that the crews bring to our studies. I always tell them oftentimes that your experience has led you to be able to calibrate your own system probably in a more fine-tuned way than any of the instrumentation that we can put on top of you. If you take core temperature sensors, skin temperature sensors, drinking systems, whatever, that measures all these different pretty tightly controlled metrics, their body has already been pre-programmed thanks to all the experiences they've accumulated to do a really good job of staying safe on the line. They know how hard to work, they know when to back off, they know when to rest, and so on. And they know when to drink. One example of that is when we've used these different tracers, we can quantify how many total liters have been taken out of the body and put back into the system with drinking behaviors. And so we can measure that really accurately with the tracers that we give periodically. And that number is right around 7 to 9 liters every 24 hours, which is really high. I mean, that's 3 times, 4 times what an average individual just going through their normal day would turn over in terms of dynamic fluid demands. And so that's one way we've measured it. Another way we've measured it is with these electronic Camelback systems. We have a data share agreement with the Army Research Institute of Environmental Medicine, and they're constantly developing these really neat bells and whistles that they can put on the warfighter or the soldier in different training exercises and study them. They like playing with us because we can play with firefighters all day long. And when we play with firefighters, it's not a sandbox. It's the real fire line. So that's really cool to use that equipment in that setting. So we're using these pieces of equipment on a fire outside of Leavenworth and Washington. And the numbers, the neat thing about those measures is at the end of the shift, they come back, you download the data, and boom, you're looking at Excel and you're looking at the data live that you had that day. Whereas with the tracer, it's months go by before you see the numbers that you've been able to capture. And the experience of these crews, you just see that number, that same number, 7.5 liters in a work shift, 8 liters, 9 liters in a 24-hour period of time. We see that over and over and over. We have an absurd number of man days, firefighter days, about 250 firefighter days, with about 52 test subjects over the years, over several studies. And we keep seeing those numbers over and over and over. So dehydration on the fire line is not really an issue. And it's not really an issue because the experience that they bring to the job provides them with the protection. The experience that I like to say our team takes out into these unpredictable field settings protects the integrity of the study so that we're able to pull it off and have something at the end of the day to deliver in terms of a paper or to be able to go back to crews and talk to them. So I fully appreciate the experience that they bring to the table, but I really like the experience that our team has accumulated because it gives us the confidence to go out in these crazy settings and make things happen. And experience is everything. Fitness will provide you with some level of protection. We go on and on about the importance of fitness, But fitness misguided gets you into trouble because you're able to work at too high of a workload. You really need in a firefighter that stays protected, a high level of fitness that's wrangled back, harnessed with a finely honed knot of experience to keep it reined in. And that's a critical combination out in that hostile environment.